The streaming wars are upon us. Every single media company is trying to launch some sort of streaming service and compete for the attention of you, lovely viewers out there. I truly appreciate you taking time away from all of that expensive A-list content out there to tune in and listen to me babble about horror. Now, one negative aspect to content combat between companies is the fact that if you want to see everything, you gotta dish out some serious cash. Or you could just pirate, but you didn't hear that from me. But on the flip side, it means that there is some healthy competition going on, and streaming services will want to ensure that they provide series for all sorts of customers. The more players in the game, the more likely a horror show is to get greenlit. There is no way media executives are going to pass up a chance to engage with the cult genre community. It's simple math, people. 2020 will be an interesting year for streaming, as most major services will finally be running at full steam, with a bunch of new ones stepping onto the playing field. Maybe Disney Plus will make an R-rated horror series. Nah. Hello horror heads, and welcome back to the Scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host, Keegan Hughes, and today we are talking about the top 5 horror TV shows coming out in 2020. Strap in, because there are some good ones. Before we begin our countdown, make sure to fire a thumbs up down below and subscribe for some more top-notch terror. Let's talk TV. Coming in at number 5, The Stand. If you're old enough to remember, you might be thinking, hold on, isn't there already a miniseries based on Stephen King's epic The Stand that aired in 1994? And you'd be right in thinking that. But as we all know, nobody can resist rebooting a successful IP. It's too safe not to try. So here we are, heading into 2020 with a brand new adaptation of King's classic tale of good versus evil. The cast is looking pretty insane, with all sorts of A-listers along with some cult favorites. We've got James Marsden, Amber Heard, Greg Kinnear, Whoopi Goldberg, Alexander Skarsgård, and Marilyn Manson, just to name a few. Yes, I did say Marilyn Manson. He'll get a chance to kick it with the beautiful people, if you know what I mean. I'm really excited to see Alexander Skarsgård in the role of Randall Flagg. As brother to Pennywise the Clown, it'll be interesting to see how he handles a major antagonist role. And if you've seen Jeremy Saulnier's Hold the Dark, you'll know that there is a terrifying and violent side to him that can really come out in certain roles. The series is being headed by Josh Boone, who seemingly will direct all 10 hours. Boone is best known for directing the 2014 smash hit coming-of-age flick The Fault in Our Stars. He's also on as director of Marvel's The New Mutants, so he's not totally removed from horror. That's finally coming out in 2020, right? I am curious to see what direction he takes with this miniseries. The original one had to tone some of its content down to be suitable for a TV audience, but something tells me that's no longer a problem in the age of streaming. There's some messed up stuff on some platforms. Turn it up to 11, Josh. Coming in at number 4, we've got What We Do in the Shadows. I've got 2 words for you: Taika Waititi, and another 2, Jermaine Clement. Following the success of their 2014 vampire mockumentary, FX greenlit a 10-episode series to continue within the hilarious universe. We follow a clan of vampiric pals as they navigate life in modern-day Staten Island. Seems like a kinda out-there idea, but it performed super well. Always bet on Taika. Who else could pull off heart-wrenching dramedies, supernatural mockumentaries, and a Thor movie with such expertise? The movie was hilarious, the first season of the TV show was hilarious, and now we're getting season 2. I'm also betting on the upcoming season being hilarious. This show adheres to the classic vampire rules, like not going into daylight under penalty of death, turning into bats, and having to be invited into buildings. On top of the rules staying classic, it's shot using old school vampire techniques too. The folks behind the cameras say that they want to follow in the footsteps of older vampire flicks like Bram Stoker's Dracula, which means no digital effects. All of the flying, transforming, and vampiric superpowers are done in camera, which I think adds a lot of charm. Practical effects are always funnier than digital effects anyways, unless the digital ones are like Birdemic bad, but I digress. I have no doubt that this season will continue to be funny and fresh. Plus, it's being filmed in Toronto. Shout out to Hollywood North. Number 3, Lovecraft Country. Okay, cosmic horror fans, prepare yourself for this one. Are you ready for a period piece dark horror fantasy series about a road trip across Jim Crow era America featuring the works of H.P. Lovecraft produced by HBO? Did you ever think that sentence would be said aloud? Add Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams as producers and you've got yourself some compelling television. Lovecraft Country sounds insane in all of the best ways. It's about a young sci-fi fan named Atticus Black and his friends and family as they embark on a road trip in search of his missing father. As they travel, they struggle to survive both the racist terrors of America in the 50s as well as terrifying eldritch monstrosities that hunger for destruction. Also seems like there's a cult known as the Sons of Adam who probably have something to do with some summoning cosmic horrors. It aims to address the otherworldly elephant in the room, enjoying and celebrating H.P. Lovecraft's work and all that it inspired, while also acknowledging and grappling with his outspoken racism. While controversial, the show has the potential to be very illuminating. Considering the creative team behind it, it'll probably be prestige TV regardless of the controversy it stirs up. Plus, what's scarier than a bigot who's trying to bring forth an old one? Coming in at number 2, we have 10 After Midnight. Horror anthologies are always an exciting prospect. There's just so much potential for really awesome stuff to be made. Even if some episodes flop, other ones can be so excellent that they stay in our collective creepy consciousness for years to come. Knowing this, you can probably understand why Guillermo del Toro's 10 After Midnight is one of the most anticipated pieces of horror television coming up in 2020. Guillermo is personally curating stories to be made into equally sophisticated and horrific episodes. And he's also writing and directing multiple episodes himself, which is great news for fans of his feature films. Could this be something comparable to Alfred Hitchcock Presents? Or maybe it'll find a way to exist in the same rarefied air as The Twilight Zone. By the way, has anyone heard from that new remake of The Twilight Zone? It kinda just fell off the map, eh? Anyways, Guillermo definitely knows his horror inside and out, and anyone who has visited his manor or seen one of his many museum exhibits knows of his collections and how much research this man has done into the mystical and supernatural. He's seriously passionate. He's got such a stellar track record too, with flicks like Chronos, Crimson Peak, and Pan's Labyrinth under his belt. Some good horror TV too, as he is behind the vampire series The Strain. So put your faith in Guillermo, and he will deliver. Now when are we getting his version of In the Mountains of Madness? Number 1, The Haunting of Bly Manor. Now who can tell me the most talked about horror series of 2018? Anyone? You? Yes, that's right, The Haunting of Hill House. The chilling Netflix adaptation of Shirley Jackson's classic ghost story made waves last year, resulting in a whole bunch of analysis and theories. However, the story of the Crane family ended with a few loose ends at the close of season 1, leaving many people scratching their heads and trying to figure out what would come next. Showrunner Mike Flanagan has said the first season is tied up and as such should be taken at face value, but actor Henry Thomas has given credence to a popular fan theory that the Cranes didn't truly escape Hill House. Getting some mixed signals here, fellas. Well, wonder no more, because The Haunting of Bly Manor is on its way. A new, self-contained haunting will find its way to your screens in 2020, and this one is based on Henry James's novella, The Turn of the Screw. We love horror literature getting extravagant adaptations, and we love British ghost stories making their way to modern audiences. This story focuses on a governess taking care of 2 very odd children in a most definitely haunted manor. With the first season being super rich in scares and hidden ghosts, we can probably expect more of the same in the latest haunted abode. I don't know about you, but I am ready to play Where's Waldo with a whole bunch of new spooky specters. A few actors from the first season are returning as well, so we'll be seeing more of Victoria Pedretti, Oliver Jackson Cohen, Henry Thomas, and Kate Siegel. None of them will be reprising roles though, so don't get your hopes up for a Crane family cameo. In addition, a feature film adaptation of The Turn of the Screw will be released in 2020, so it'll be interesting to compare and contrast the two. Sheesh, Henry James is getting some serious airtime these days. Did it just enter the public domain or something? And there you have it. 5 fantastic, frightening productions for everyone to enjoy in 2020. Which one are you most excited for? Are there any others that you think will scare the socks off some binge watchers? Before we go, let's take a look at some of your comments from last time. Katarn84 says, any image of a weeping angel becomes a weeping angel. Good luck, and don't blink. Blink and you're dead. Sheesh, I cannot believe I forgot to include the image detail. Good catch. I am personally stocking up on eye drops just in case. Talia Skinner says, cut down on the alliteration. Other than that, you're doing a great job. Ignore the haters. Smiley with a nose. But saying stuff that sounds similar makes me smile. Thanks for the support though. James Smith says, Keegan! James! Ryoko1832 says, Keegan, it's okay to put your hands down. We're not going to attack you. Look guys, it's not you that I'm worried about. You forget that I'm working in the same studio as Lucy. I gotta stay on my toes. And Danny Cooper says, I miss Keegan Hatchet, Haunted, Horror Hughes. Hey Danny. Miss him too. Shoutouts Riot Radio and the team over there. Never forget your roots, folks. Maybe he'll make a comeback. Who knows? That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Can you hear my joints crackling? Following the Wow, that was creative.